just imagine it, one of our interviews, we suddenly stop talking and go, and now a word from our sponsor. And then just say, Raid Shadow Legends is the newest.
Well, I do have a soundboard right here, but I haven't actually got it all connected in. So all I'll have to do is press a button. And now, a word from our sponsor, Polly Props. Go and buy our props. They're polyrhythmic.
No, it's fun.
Welcome to Talks Online! Hey, it's Steve up in here, and it's Emma over there! Oh yes! Interweb people! I've stolen it, Steve! I've stolen it! Sorry.
I'll let him have that one. I said, if you didn't understand that gibberish, everybody, welcome back to Talks Online. We have Emma Riley!
Hi!
I'm trying to hello. Emma, welcome to Talks Online. How have you been?
I've been good, yeah, I've been good. I mean, I've had my moments, haven't we all, during this weird year, but mostly I'm doing pretty okay. I hope you guys are doing pretty good.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for flipping like Bethesda just to like download easy mode for 2020, and then I'll buy it.
Yeah, definitely.
You'll still have a bug.
Yeah, I want the easy mode DLC download for this year. It's like, oh my lord.
Tell me about that.
It's almost like the Dark Souls of years.
The worst part is not even being able to go to a con. You know, that's the worst. You know.
I know. Yeah, but speaking of cons and cosplay, because that's why we're here. This is what we do. You sent us an absolutely lovely picture of you as Joaquin Phoenix Joker.
Yeah, the one and only.
Mm-hmm.
The one and only. So, why did you pick that cosplay?
I think because, well, first off, I've always had a bit of a weird love for the Joker, as we all have, I'm sure. You know.
I haven't.
Yeah. Really? Oh, come on. We've all got something we can all relate to in some ways.
Yeah, I totally don't have the thing for Heath Ledger. No.
Yeah.
Why so serious?
No, I don't actually. I respect him as an actor, not as a love interest.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, no one said that.
I do like his role in 10 Things I Hate About You.
It is Pride Month, but I'm not going to go there. Yeah.
Honestly, but no. When I saw the, I mean, I have always loved the Joker, but when I saw the new movie Joker with Joaquin Phoenix, I remember just being completely blown away just by his performance, the storyline of the film. I thought his view on mental health was just absolutely incredible. And I do think mental health is a subject that I am particularly passionate about. And so I think that is why I particularly chose Joker, mainly because, I think just because I thought his performance was just spectacular. So
yeah, he hit it on the head. He really did.
Yeah.
And amazing. He did his job. He was acting, but it was so good. You believed it. You believed it.
Yeah, that is the epitome of a true actor, is that you believe that it's real.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, there was a time when I mentioned Heath Ledger. I mean, he literally locked himself in a room for days on end to get into the mindset of the Joker that he did. And it's like, I would never go through that. I'd never put myself through that willingly for an acting part. But they did, and that's why they're so believable as actors.
Yeah, I do. I have heard actors who play the Joker do go very, very into depth and do crazy things to get into it. Because I suppose he is that kind of character.
Very much so. I mean, Heath Ledger's performance as the Joker is my standout performance of all the Jokers that have been in. And obviously, I was brought up on Jack Nicholson Joker and like the early 80s, 90s Batman films. But when he came along and I watched it and I thought, no, that, to me, that is as close as you're going to get to a Joker. I mean, a lot of people have come very close. And obviously, each Joker has got its own pluses and minuses, pros and cons. So the way Joaquin Phoenix did it was different to the way everybody else did it. But it's still the Joker.
Yeah.
I think
definitely.
what drew a lot of people to Phoenix's Joker is how human he made the role.
Yes.
Yeah.
You could really feel for him. I mean, there are people out there that like literally did his job, like they do sign spinning or they do circus, they do acting in the circus, things like that, and they perform, and they get completely, they're just targeted for it.
Yeah.
And he took that and made it so you felt sympathy for him.
Definitely.
And then that sympathy for him made you want to. It made you feel like he was human.
Yeah, definitely.
So good.
I do think it is very telling how he performed for the public, and I have actually last Christmas I actually did do a public performance. It was a Christmas thing. I was dressed up as a reindeer, and most of the positive, it's mostly positive reactions you get from the crowd. But there was one time where a kid actually did kind of like nearly pumped me basically, and that kind of stuff does happen, unfortunately. You know, you try and do a good thing, and sometimes you get targeted for it, and I think that's why so many people love the movie, because they could relate.
Yeah, we've got a lot of friends who do cosplay, and they cosplay the Joker, they cosplay Batman, things like that. It's those cosplayers who really get into character, who are memorable.
Yeah.
And that's basically what it is. They are acting. They are some people who do their cosplay roles. You could swear that they've done acting before.
Yeah.
I mean, our friend Wayne, he's done.
Wayne, who actually told me about this, actually.
Yes, he did. He did his own Joaquin Phoenix Joker, and he went into Birmingham.
This video is sponsored by Wayne Taylor. He sponsors this video.
Yes. Sponsored by Mr. J's Madhouse Photography. Yeah, but you'll have people who will go somewhere in a costume. So, like for example, we say Wayne or yourself, and you'll go say into the centre of Birmingham with like a couple of friends who aren't in cosplay because they're like photography or whatever. You'll walk down Birmingham New Street, and all of a sudden you'll have a plethora of people following you.
Yeah,
because they're suddenly seeing this Joker walking down the middle of the high street, and it's that attention that brings the character out in you. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you'll be walking down the middle of the high street, and you'll turn to somebody with a picture, and you'll get one of these like fake guns with the bang that comes out of it. You'll turn it to them, point it at them, and they shit themselves.
It's so true. Like, that's honestly, I'm not going to deny it. Like, playing Joker is one of my favourite cosplays because it's so much fun. Just the littlest of things, like you're sitting at the train station going to the Comic Con, and it's late at night, and you're just there, like, waiting, like that, and then there'll always be someone on the train station in your full Joker gear. Someone at the train station is terrified of clowns. They just see a clown just sit there, like. That and they're like, whoa!
You'll see him sitting on the bench and he'll be tapping his feet or something, or he'll come from the other end of the platform with like a lit cigarette just walking towards you, and it's like, this is brilliant, but I want to run away. I do that when I do my Koro Sensei outfit, and I will act as close to him as physically possible. Now, I mentioned in one of the other videos that most of my costumes are characters who are a little bit pervy, but I won't ever take it to that level.
Of course.
But I'll always try and act the character as best I can.
Missed opportunities.
Shut up. Shut up. Hey, those opportunities are between me and Miss Bitch, so shut up.
You said you weren't telling anyone about that.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, people who act their cosplays, those are people that stick in your memory. And I mean, I've got loads of people. I could just rack off loads and loads of people who I know from cosplay. I mean, there was one woman who did the Evil Queen from Snow White. There was another one who did Jafar from Aladdin. They look just a little bit like the character, but the acting part of it elevates it to another level.
Definitely.
That's how that goes. But other than the Joker, what you've shown us already, what other stuff have you got either already done or in the pipelines? What are you thinking of?
Well, my other favourite cosplays that I'm most known for, and also I enjoy doing the most, I do Jessica Rabbit. I also do Once Upon a Time Zelina, which is the Wicked Witch, but the Once Upon a Time version. I'm a huge monster. So obviously they are the main characters that I do cosplay. But my favourite thing to cosplay in general, I always do like to cosplay more the villains, because I am more of a villain. Villains are more fun. Absolutely, But no, I am working on more cosplays. I do really want to do more, probably do a bit more once characters, and I really, really want to do, what else do I really want to do? There's a couple of other, like a medieval type of cosplays that I really want to do as well, so I'm still indecisive of them. But yeah, those are the main cosplayers that I do.
Yeah, you mentioned the film Once. Are you like into like the live action Disney? Do you like that sort of stuff?
Yeah, I love the live action Disney. I mean, there's one or two where I do think, like, I'm really annoyed that they're doing a Hercules. I just think, no, seriously, no, that's not right.
If they do Hercules and don't bring Danny DeVito into it, they have lost out.
They have lost out big time, completely.
They have to.
I just think there's, I mean, to be fair, I will admit, when they said they were going to do Aladdin, I thought, really? But I will admit, Aladdin is probably one of my favourite live actions that they've done.
It was brilliant.
I also love Beauty and the Beast. I thought Beauty and the Beast was fantastic. Cinderella was good.
I've not seen the Cinderella ones. Wow. Are they the Maleficent ones?
Yeah.
I've not watched them.
No, it's good, you know, it is good, but no, I think mostly in general, I do think it's a good idea they're doing live action Disney. There's just certain things that I just think that I don't know, I feel like they mess with it too much.
What do you think about Dumbo?
Dumbo, you know what, I'm so disappointed I haven't seen it. I'm so disappointed
only half of the film, right, sticks to the actual animated film, and then the second half of the film, it just derails completely. You have to watch it.
I know.
I've got one question about the Dumbo live action. Did they put the scene in where he sneezed and his ears grew?
No, I don't. I think it was born with the big ears.
Not properly done.
I think it was born with the big
ears. I watched the animated one, and he sneezed, and his ears got huge, and I just got laughing.
I can't remember now.
Is that the very beginning when they all know how big his ears got?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is adorable.
Yeah. One of my friends in my friend group. I can't remember if he actually loves or hates it, but there's something about the song in the anime, that Pink Elephants on Parade song.
That used to freak me out.
Yeah, that's in the film.
It freaked me out as well. It did. It freaked me out, but my friend, he either loves it or hates it. I can't remember which one it was. And if he watches this, tell me which one. Does it freak you out? Does it? No.
I'm freaking out! Like that.
Yeah, but it's the whole fact that that whole scene in the animated film was just because Dumbo got drunk.
Yeah, they've been giving us such a good example since we were kids, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, Dumbo gets drunk. Tarzan runs around in nothing but a loincloth. Cinderella stays out past midnight. I mean, what type of lessons are they trying to teach us here?
But I mean, like, it's our parents' fault. They made us watch these films, so...
Exactly. Yeah, parents were blaming you.
Unfortunately, though, Cinderella wore her shoes made out of glass. No, I don't think that's safe.
I know.
How many high-heeled shoes break on a regular night out clubbing? Imagine if they were glass.
Oh gosh.
One pair.
Don't. That's giving me nightmares.
I know, but the thing is though, what I don't get about Cinderella, right, is right at the end, the prince sends his people round to try and find Cinderella to try and fit the shoe. Are you telling me that in the entire kingdom, only Cinderella's foot fits in that shoe?
I don't believe it for a second.
There is no chance.
No, because anyone can have the same foot size, you know.
Exactly. unless Cinderella's foot has a specific deformity that can't put the shoe on, you're telling me that only Cinderella's foot fits in that shoe? It's absolute rubbish.
No, absolutely.
I'm telling you.
My little toe's longer than my big toe.
In the original fairy tale of Cinderella, apparently this is a really dark road we're about to go down on. But they have their toes cut off in order to fit the slipper.
Oh no, that's creepy.
Yeah,
most Disney films are all based on like folk tales, like really dark folk tales.
The original creepypastas of the old days.
It's like in The Little Mermaid. The Little Mermaid was dark.
Yeah, I don't know the full story. What happened in The Little Mermaid again? Remind me.
Basically, it follows the main story, but the whole Ariel transforming from a mermaid to a human, or giving human legs, it's so painful. They don't show any of that in the movie, but she's in agony. When she tries to start walking on her legs, it's so painful for her.
Which
it's
you
almost
can
like
imagine.
her legs are on. And they're breaking.
Have you ever seen a baby deer born and they're using their legs for the first time? But imagine
deer can get up in like the first few seconds, but it's really, really dark. The whole almost like the what's it called? I can't remember the author, but like the Hansel and Gretel stuff.
Oh God, Hansel and Gretel's scary.
I know.
Hansel and Gretel.
And parents tell us about this stuff.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Parents,
you are
the ones that twisted us.
Yeah.
You are the ones that were scared when the films came out in the 70s. That sort of stuff, that is normal to us. We need something ridiculous before we get scared nowadays.
Teeth.
I tell you, nothing is scarier than childhood nightmares.
I mean, people were saying back in the 70s that the Doctor Who Daleks were scary. I look at them now, and all I see is a tin can with a plunger on it. I laugh.
I don't find the Daleks scary, though, even to this day. The other thing I find a little bit scary is the inside. But
we don't find it scary. How did our parents find that thing scary?
I do not know. Honestly, I think they weren't used to CGI back then. That's probably what it was. I mean, it's crazy, you know. I mean, my mum put on this like Dracula film. I can't remember the name of it. I was terrified of it as a kid, and honestly, I fell asleep watching it. I was like, "Mum, seriously, why would you make me watch that?" You know. But
you'll put a film on now, like you put a horror film on, and then you've got like 8, 9-year-olds watching it, and they're just laughing at it. He's like, he just lost his head. That guy just spilled blood out of his leg.
Because their future version of scary is a vampire burns to death. Oh, they just slowly disappear.
Yeah, now they just glitter to death.
Yeah, they just twinkle now. Oh.
I
don't know how this interview got onto the dark side and decrepit side of Disney and film.
How do you feel?
Just being cut off, you know. That's really.
How do you feel about a glittery Batman?
A glittery Batman.
Yeah,
are you erring on the side of the fact that it's now been played by the guy from
Robert Pattinson? Yeah.
You talking about
Yeah. Yeah, he's put in the fact that Robert Pattinson is now Batman.
I do not know what is so. In what universe did Stephanie Myers, whatever her name is, think it was okay to make a vampire sparkly instead of burn stuff?
No, in my world, vampires do not twinkle.
No,
I'm sorry, they just don't. To me, vampires are people that come in the night. They like either going to kill you or drink you. One of the other two.
Sounds like big perverts to me.
If you're a female, you might get lucky.
Yeah.
me being a bloke, if a vampire saw me, I would be either dinner or dead. If you're a female, you're either dinner, dead, or a date.
And you've actually not even had to think about this as well. Are you sure you've not thought about this before?
Oh, I've had some strange dreams. I'm not getting into that at all. Yeah, and I've played Vampire the Masquerade, the role-play game. So don't even go there.
One of my favourite vampire films has to be Van Helsing, the one with Hugh Jackman.
Yes.
fantastic film. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah. So I've got a few vampire films in my collection. Some of them are like erring on like the funnier side of the whole thing, and some of them go into like the more darker side. I mean, I've got like things like the proper Dracula films. I've got things like Interview with a Vampire, stuff like that. Yeah, that's probably one of my favourite vampire films of all time.
They're all good. They're all meh. I've got a whole set of Twilight.
Well,
I've got the whole complete set. I've got the whole complete set of Twilight.
Get out! Get out of this interview right now. I'm not. Michael, I need you as an editor.
To be fair though, I'm not gonna lie. Back in the day, I did used to be a bit of a Twilight fan, so he actually left the room.
Yeah, he does. He does. He does. I've done this to people in Talksontour before. They've said something, and I've said like "get out," and they'll just walk off, and I'll run and grab them and say, "No, the interview's not over yet."
Oh, there he is. He's back. Oh,
he's got his My Little Pony.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he does the thing. He's not Michael Lunatic for nothing.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
But so moving away from dark and decrepit and deadly,
Hi guys.
Going back to cosplays and things like that. Is there any cosplays that like you would do, like money no object type of cosplay? Like if you could do your dream cosplay or your most expensive, what would it be?
Oh, do you mean the cosplays that I've done, or like?
No. Any cosplay. If you've either done it and it was like really expensive, which one was it? Or if you haven't done it and it's your absolute dream,
would you?
Oh,
would you do it?
That's a really good one, actually. I think my cosplay-wise is what I've already done. I think the one that I think was probably the most expensive-wise was probably Joker, because I actually did have to buy the suit, and that was not cheap, you know, and I obviously had to do a few alterations to it. But I think my dream cosplay, I mean, I'm not going to lie, I've always loved to play Jessica Rabbit ever since a young kid. You know, that was the ultimate dream. But I think my dream cosplay would have to be... Oh my god, I am actually torn because I've got so many characters that I love. No, I've decided. I think my ultimate favourite cosplay would probably be something related to Phantom of the Opera. You know, I love anything gothic, anything dark, anything with the long, you know, black cloak, deep masks, masquerade masks. That would probably be my ultimate dream, I've got to say. Because I just love anything that is showy off to me just like that. I do think goth is very, 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 very sexy. Yeah.
So I was just reminded of something. I don't know how it got into my head. I really don't know how, but I've got this memory in my head. I think it's because we're talking about Disney and I brought it in. But I was walking around a convention. I was dressed in my Koro Sensei outfit. And I was talking to a Davy Jones cosplayer.
Oh.
Right? Because obviously Davy Jones having the tentacles and things like that, and Koro Sensei being the big octopus.
Wow, that must be amazing to say.
We were just yakking away, just talking. And all of a sudden we both heard an oi squid face. And we both turned and saw this Jack Sparrow. And then we looked at each other. We looked at each other and pointed at each other. It's like him or me.
Oh my god!
And then Jack looks at me and says, "No, that's Squid Face."
Oh my god!
That was hilarious. I love that.
No, that must have been amazing. Please, did he have a jar of dirt at least?
I don't know. I never stopped around to ask.
Oh damn! You know.
I never stopped to ask him. But apparently he had a thing for peanuts, though.
Yeah, well, you know, don't we all, in many ways.
What are you doing with that pony?
I'm a bit disturbed right now. I don't know whether to be concerned or not.
Michael, it's called My Little Pony, not My Little Plaything.
Yeah.
I'm going to go full metal on this My Little Pony.
Oh, yeah. He's only said that because the last 4 interviews have mentioned the words full metal.
Oh, I see.
So I think it's a running thing now.
Yes, that makes sense. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Just as well as Deadpool pony.
You should have. I mean, I don't know if you've seen some of Michael's other work on the YouTube channel, but he was going around Northampton dressed as Deadpool riding a blow-up unicorn.
Oh my God! Is there? Do you have? I've not seen that, but please tell me.
Go onto the channel.
Google that. I'm gonna find.
Is it on the
MLP?
Michael? Is it on this channel or is it on the Michael Lunatic channel?
On the old Michael Lunatic channel, which has now actually got less subscribers today because I haven't posted any content on there for ages.
Yeah. If you go to the Michael Lunatic channel, I'm pretty certain if we put this up, we can put like a little link or something to it on screen, whatever. And you go there, type in Northampton Comic Con, and you'll find it, and you'll see a picture of him as Deadpool on a unicorn, like unicorn.
Yeah, it was a good one. Yeah,
that was.
I remember that.
I think wasn't that when me and you met, Michael?
No.
Was that the year after?
That was a year after.
Wait, so it actually is called Michael Lunatic. I wasn't sure if you were joking.
No, that's what he goes by online. You say Michael Lunatic.
I wasn't sure if he was just calling you that because that was just you taking the mic.
No. If you go onto Facebook and type in Michael Lunatic, it will come up with him.
Oh wow, yeah, like that makes sense. It's funny how people get a name that suits them.
Yeah. So it's all in fun.
We can't believe it.
So what conventions do you normally attend, Emma? Do you go to conventions a lot?
Yeah, I go to plenty. I mean, I've only started properly going to things like cons in the past year and a half. But mostly I tend to go to Wales Con, which is now been taken over by Telford.
Telford!
I like
going to Telford.
Yeah, we mentioned that in the last interview.
Yes,
I don't go to Comic Cons anymore.
Yeah, you don't go to Wales Con anymore.
Because of the lockdown. Because no shutdown all down.
Michael, shut up.
I have no idea what's going on right now.
He says he doesn't go to cons right now because of the lockdown.
Oh, yeah. Well, obviously, yeah, I had quite a few books this year, but obviously I can't go. But Birmingham is probably one of my favourites. I love, I've been to London as well, obviously, London Film Con. I really, really want to go to other places like Liverpool and Manchester as well. You know, I've not been to them, but I've heard they're pretty awesome. Yeah,
I mean, speaking of Manchester, me and my other half help run a Japanese convention up there called the Doki Doki Festival.
Great title.
It is. The reason why they call it Doki Doki Festival is in Japanese language, the sound Doki Doki is the sound that they describe a heart beating. So that's why they picked it, because when you go there, your heart beats.
Right.
Cool. So you go to the convention, your heart beats faster, the adrenaline's running, so your heart suddenly starts going Doki 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 Doki. That.
That's good.
That's how they got that.
I'm going to run my own Opie festival. I'm going to start running my own.
You're going to run a beer festival, you might put it on screen.
No, my own Opie festival. I'm going to be running my own Opie festival.
Opie?
Yes. We heard you.
No, it's the Japanese version, like for boobies. I'm joking. Oh gosh, I've got to edit this all out.
That's why we fall for it.
Oh, my thing went off. It's all right.
There you go. That's fine.
Yeah,
I mean, me and Helen definitely recommend going to Doki Doki. I mean, like I said, it's all Japanese based.
Oh, I love anime.
So it's like this. But there's no excuse, because I've seen people at Doki Doki festivals who have done Jokers in kimonos, and they were brilliant.
Oh my god!
So there's no reason if you can bring a character and you can like Japanify it, you're in. There has been Samurai Batman.
Yeah, have a Samurai Joker.
Yeah, go Samurai Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we do that.
So
There's
you could go full metal with it.
Will you stop it with the full metal thing? But yeah, I mean we've got the Doki Doki Festival. There's MCM Manchester, which I've been to. I enjoyed it because I went out on the night of the Saturday because I went for the 2 days. I went out on the night on the Saturday and I wasn't really fit to go on the Sunday. I had a few too many. I went to a place called I think it was called Satan's Bar in Manchester, and it's like a proper full-on rock club. Oh Lord, was it fun!
Yeah, it sounds
amazing. I had so much fun that night. But yeah, I got through day 2 just got through day 2.
That sounds like the best day ever. I'm not gonna lie, that sounds.
They are good nights out if you can get there. I mean, with the whole Doki Doki Festival, they have their after party, their over 18s after party, and I always try and go if I can, if I'm feeling well enough, and I always take like 100 glow sticks. I like bring tons of glow sticks for people to play with. It's just a lot of fun.
Is that
tons and tons?
The last Talksontour Doki Doki Festival ones you did on the Sunday, Steve?
Yes.
You were hungover, weren't you?
I was. A little bit.
I was wondering.
I'd had a few, yes. But yeah, Doki Doki Festival is a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. And
to look for it. Hopefully, you guys will be open soon due to when all this lockdown nonsense is over.
Yeah, Doki Doki's been postponed until 2021 now. That's never been made official. But I've got more time to prepare for the next one, so I've got more time to organise guests and have people have events going on. Because I say, me and Helen run the cosplay zone of it, so you've got to make sure everybody's on stage at the right time. The performances are on the stage. The talks are going smoothly, and that sort of stuff. So that's what we do now. That's part of us. We went as patrons. We went as people actually buying to go in. Then I was asked to help out a little bit, and Helen started helping out. And now we went as judges for the costume competition. Now we're full on guests, and then we went to staff. So we're now staff for that convention.
Oh God! Wow! No way! I bet that was. Wow.
It's really, really good. It was one of my first conventions outside of the Midlands. I mean, I didn't like to venture very far, but I saw this thing, Japanese Culture Festival, and I thought, I'm in. I'm going.
Not surprised.
I went, and on my first time going up there, I went as Jiraiya from Naruto, and my friend Blanche, if she watches this, she'll remember this memory.
Hi, Blanche.
But, yeah, hi Blanche. But she walked around as a female Naruto, and she had a sign that said "free hugs."
Aww.
And Jiraiya, being a bit of a perv, I just picked her up and walked off with her, and that was it. We've been friends ever since.
Oh,
you swept her
so
off her feet.
If people say Jiraiya can't pick up girls, yes, he can.
Oh,
yes,
my first one was London, and that happened to me. I got a free hug. It was by accident. I kind of bumped into him, and just like that, I thought, oh well, you gotta get around somehow.
It's all in fun in there. It's all in fun.
Honestly, exactly. Oh, I do miss a good con, I've got to say. I mean, I have had like a couple. I really need to see that pony in person.
I remember when I did. He has many ponies. I remember when I first did Talksontour at Doki Doki, because Blanche was one of my first people I interviewed, and she went as a character called Gintoki from the anime series Gintama.
I've not.
Yeah, but she was dressed as that character. And one of the best questions I asked her was, it was like when I go there, I sometimes do like these quick fire questions. And I asked her, says, if you could take a bath in anything, what would it be? And without a beat missing, she goes, cheese.
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 Cheese. Why cheese?
I don't know. I never asked that because it was quick fire questions, but
That was a
the
smelly
way
answer.
that she answered it was just hilarious. It was like, okay, if you take a bath in anything, what could it be? Cheese. And then it was silence. I mean, I had people saying that they would take it in like beans or jelly or I don't know. I think somebody said vodka.
I would just swim it.
would there be any in it by the time you took a bath?
Apparently,
yeah, I mean,
really is good for getting rid of germs as well, so that makes sense.
I mean, I remember when Michael asked me and my other half to start doing these talks. We were at Cannock, and we just got to the point where we were.
I can't remember that.
Walking around with this. Yeah, we were walking around one of the conventions, and Michael asked us if we wanted to do some interviews. And by the end of the day, we walked past the stage. He said, "Michael, we're stealing your camera," and he was like, "All right."
And they did. They literally picked it up.
This camera, this microphone, and this tripod. It was probably like a grand's worth of kit, and we just walked off with it.
Oh my god!
£2,000.
What happened then?
It's great. And they said, and obviously, Talks Online has spawned from that. It was so much fun.
Now this is making me miss a con even more.
I know. But yeah, when we do come back to cons, Talks on Tour will be back at a con in 2021.
And we'll be bigger than ever. Trust me on this.
Yeah.
Because we're putting on loads of weight, with quarantine.
Yeah, definitely. We'll be bigger than ever. Absolutely.
Yeah,
because,
we like doing it.
Publicity recently.
Yeah, I mean, how many is us? There's 7 of us in the Talks on Tour team?
Yeah. So
there's 7 of us.
When we start making money on the internet, I've got to split it by 7. That's almost impossible. 7? Why didn't we have 6? We just have to take one of the members off. I'm joking.
Yeah, I mean, we've got the guys from the other team, because they're all equal in this. So they're the Fractured Moon Network guys. They have their own channel. They do their own thing as well. I've got my own channel. Helen's got her channel, and then we've all got this one together as a team. Yeah. Michael, what are you going to do with that glove?
Oh, you'll see it on the other video. When it comes online in a few days.
Yeah. He's got 2 cameras. He's got the camera that we see, and he's got the audience cam.
Okay, I'll do it to your camera.
I have so got the right interview for this. I give it perfect time.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, we're coming to the end of the interview now, because for me it's starting to get dark outside, so I think it's just cloudy.
Yeah, it's pretty cloudy at my end as well. It's funny as well, funny as anything. And I don't know what's happened to him, but he's faded. So
no, Michael's he's gaffer taping his camera.
Ah, I see. Yes, that's how
he threatens to gaffer tape people if they don't subscribe to the channel. You see.
Ah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is that there are some people in London that would pay for that service.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why am I only hearing about this now?
Michael's never moving to London. But yeah. So obviously, the end of the video, we normally ask for a question for the audience. So, have you got a comment question that people can answer?
Oh, what, like anything?
Yeah, Michael stole my intro, so I'm stealing.
What kind of questions do people normally ask?
Anything.
Something cosplay related.
A lot of people have done cosplay related questions, but we allow any question within reason.
Okay. Well, people who are watching this, the question I would have for you is, will you follow my cosplay Instagram?
That's a good
Shameless one. Plug. Shameless plug. I like it. I applaud you for that one. Brilliant.
Lena96.
Yeah, that'll be ticking around on the video on playback, so people will be seeing that. So go and follow Emma on her Instagram page. Obviously, follow all of our channels. Follow mine, Fractured Moon Network, Huskey Ninja, Michael Lunatic videos, and Talksontour as well. Emma, it's been an absolute pleasure having you here. It's been a right laugh.
Lunatic and Bull.
Thanks, guys.
Huh?
Lunatic and Bull.
Yeah, I will follow this.
Oh yeah, the Lunatic and Bull channel as well. Keep getting about that one. Yes, Michael has the Lunatic and Bull channel as well.
The best channel ever.
Gary,
No, this is the best channel ever.
I I don't know if I've had a really good time on your behalf or just slightly disturbed, but a good time.
Yes! Mission accomplished!
We've done our job.
That is full medal!
Yeah. We've just...
Oh my god, I'm going to make this medal for you guys.
So Emma, thanks very much for joining us on Talks Online for the interview. It's been a pleasure having you. We hope to see you at a convention really, really soon. And guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Toodles!
Should be subscribing.
Thank you. Bye.
Subscribe to the channel.
Subscribe to the Instagram.
Yeah.
Today's video is sponsored by Corona.
This is sponsored by Corona.
Of all drinks as well, of all drinks, you thought you go with the theme.
I told my wife off. I asked for Coors Light. Coors Light. She came back with Corona. Thanks, wife. You know, bringing Corona into the house. How dare you?
What I did.
Not on this.
What I did. I was in Greece once. And my dad told me to go to the shop to get some beers. So I went to the shop. I got some beers. I was like 17 at the time. I was very youthful. I was very young in the face. I went to the shop, picked up some beers, took them back. I thought, yeah, I've done a good job here. Yeah, the cans were only this big.
Oh God,
They weren't this big like my dad likes them. So yeah, I made a slight cock up on that one.
I guess he got half as drunk.
It's a